Hello and welcome along and welcome back to our Seasons from Scratch Let's Play here on Felsbrun. We've hooked our, I want to say XT3, but it's not. It's HTZ here up to our Breedle spreader because I had a quick look when I came on here and we have a fairly nice couple of fertilizer missions here. Field 22 is fairly close to us. This is worth 7,000. We've got plenty of fertilizer in our trailer, so we're going to go and do that first. So, oh, we did have that running. So we're going to take this up to Field 22, which is just over the road from us here, and get that fertilized and earn some money. Because as you can see, we are 1,327 in the red, after having done our, having built our yard last time. I want to get this this track a little bit better. I think we might alter how that goes. But at the moment, I'm quite happy with everything. We're in a good place. Our fields are coming on nicely. One of the questions that one person keeps asking me is, have our I think it's soybeans. Have our soybeans germinated yet? They have not, but they haven't failed either, which is important. Actually, we'll start at this end and work our way up the other end. So this is a nice big field. In fact, going with the grain of this, we should really start at the other end. But yes, our soybeans have not failed to germinate. That is very important, and that's great news. I would guess we will find out after this game day, simply because we're on day 5 of spring. This is the point at which soybeans start to germinate. So we will find that out. Don't quite know why. Oh, I know why this isn't. So we have got manual attach on here, and the reason why this won't unfold is, as you can see, we've not connected that up. So we connect. Oh, come on, please. Oh yeah, we need to connect that so it's not connected to the tractor. With that connected, we want to connect up our PTO and we want to connect up our pipes as well. Now it should unfold. It should do. Yeah, there we go. Unfolding. Right, and we want to be over here. We haven't got GPS on this tractor, of course, for two reasons. One, I don't think it's realistic for GPS to be on this tractor, and two, we don't really afford it. We're trying to keep the cost down, and it would be a massive part of the cost of this tractor to put GPS on it. We can put it on later, but as I said, I don't think it's the most realistic thing that we can do with this tractor. So we're going to get this covered now. We're going to get the fertilizer done on this. It's really good that it's like this, so that I can easily see that the what fertilizer needs doing. And the plan for today, for this video, very much is that we're going to try and earn as much cash as we can. Most of our own stuff is not in a position where we can do any further work to it. So yeah, we might as well earn some cash. So I'm going to get this field a bit further along and almost done, I think, and then we will go from there. One of the nice things about this spreader is even though this is the smaller version, which we've put the largest extension on, we are most of the way through this field and we still have an absolute ton of fertilizer left. I mean, it's a huge amount. This kicks out a little bit towards the end of this field, but in general, yeah, nothing wrong with this at all. We are going to be, we should make a decent amount of money on here. Having this nice, keeping this nice and full with fertilizer is a really useful way to go. We probably need to go and fertilize our own field, maybe. I'm thinking. I kind of want to avoid having to buy a sprayer until I have to. Although, to be perfectly honest, if we're going to keep the weeds under control, then we're probably going to have to buy a sprayer rather than a weeder. I'm a little bit unsure about weeders in seasons, and I'd like to know your guys' thoughts on this, actually. So weeders, of course, are great in the standard game because you have entire fields of weeds. But seasons is very patchy in its weeds. So, and weeders are not preventative or preventative in the same way as spraying with herbicide is. So, I don't know how useful that makes weeders in seasons. I understand it's more realistic to have patches of weeds like this, but unless you've got a large amount of weeds in your field, I don't think it's going to overly alter the yield for these small patches. So yeah, it's one of those things which I think I may need to go and read up on seasons a little bit more, maybe, because it does seem to be that the best way to do things in seasons is to spray herbicide. There we go. Contract is finished. We don't need to do this last little bit. Fold that up. And we can collect this. So nearly 7,000 for that. That is absolutely perfect. Gets us out of the red. Field 9 also needs fertilizing. And that is 5,500. So we will accept that contract as well. And that is field 9, which is going to be over here by the looks of things. So that's perfect. Let's head over that way. And that's brilliant. So we're back out of the red. We're not spending a huge amount every day. So yeah, this will keep us in a good place. Keep us nicely afloat, which is good. We are going to have to do some work with the chickens later. So if we bring the chickens up. At the moment, you can see that they're going to need some water, although our pipe should be sorting that. Cleanliness and food as well they're going to need. So we want to sort that before we finish today. And it's really a case of we're doing these contracts because we're in a position where we've got all of our own stuff done and we're just waiting for things to move forwards there. Which will be good when that has happened. So coming up to field 9 now, and from our first play of Felsbrunn a little while ago, we know this field very well. This field was one of 2 fields that we owned when we did the Let's Play on here. That and field 17 were the 2 fields we owned. And yeah, so we've farmed this quite a bit. And when we bought this originally, it was potatoes, if I remember correctly. And we did actually hire a piece of potato equipment to clear it out and finish it, and didn't manage to harvest it in time. So yeah, really interesting to be at this part of the map. And we of course built our farm on the top of the hill there, which again was an interesting place to build. And I did consider building the farm up there again, knowing the price of these fields and knowing these fields would be favourable to us for what we were trying to do here. But to be perfectly honest, I wanted to do something a little bit different, and that's why I went and did it across the 3 fields that we have bought, and went that way with it. This though will bring us in a nice bit of cash. We should be up to about 10,000 after this, which will be very useful. Our chickens seem to be laying eggs not overly quickly. I was hoping we were going to get a bit quicker response from our chickens than we've got. So we may need to up the number of chickens today if we can. Chickens being nice and cheap means it's a great way for us to earn some extra cash. Last row on this field now. And this will bring in a nice bit of cash. And this is the thing about contracts in Farm Sim. They have become very, very useful and very important. Especially you run 6-day seasons at 15 times like this. You will have downtime on these fields, and as a result, you have the opportunity to earn some extra money, and it's really, really important to take that chance. So let's collect for this one. Perfect. Field 19 also needs some fertilizing, so we're going to get that as well. That is on our way back, so we'll accept that contract too. So we'll head off to field 19, which is the other side of the field we own. So we cross over field 18, which is where we're waiting for germination of our soybeans. I'm slightly nervous. We've got 2 fields of those that we're waiting to germinate, and if they don't, that's quite a lot of time and effort that we've lost, and we're running out of time to reseed them if it's the case. Now we can seed those early summer, so it's not the end of the world, but I would prefer to not be redoing jobs that we've already done. Now this of course is a lot less money because it's a lot smaller field, and this is actually probably one of the fields that we will target next. I'm actually looking at the field next to it. Field 19 and 20 are good, 2 good fields for us to target next. They're fairly inexpensive. At the same time, they come with that that nice piece of ground there, which would do us really well to start up some sort of animal yard. Maybe have some cows in there, possibly some pigs or some sheep. Would be a good way forward for us. But we have to, getting that done, that is going to be difficult. That is going to be quite a lot of money we've got to raise. And that's the thing. That's why we need to keep doing things like these missions, like these contracts, in order to get it done. And as the strategy goes, I think it will work really, really well for us. But time will tell. So we're going to get this last one done. I'm then going to go and start doing some work with our chickens, I think. I think that is going to be our next place to go. The nice thing about this field is it's nice and thin, and so I don't actually really have to cut through the middle of this, because we are able to cover most of the field with this in 3 goes, which is absolutely perfect. Will work really well for us and should mean that we complete the contract in the not too distant future. I would suspect around about this point in the field, like so. There we go. Right, so I'm really happy with that. That is all done and dusted. Let's just collect the money for that. So we've done most of the contracts. We've got 3 fields that can be seeded. We can't seed sunflowers, so field 17 we know quite well that wants seeding, and field 1 wants seeding as well. I think we're going to head back to the yard first though, and maybe take those 2 on in the afternoon, because first we need to go and have a look at our chickens in our MB track, and we're fully set up with this, ready to do something with the chickens. So we've got a nice thing about the global company mod, which should be on, but doesn't appear to be. Let's just double check that. No, we've not got the global company mod on. I need to turn that on because we're going to need that. But here we've got 400 chickens, and they're all good. Let's have a look at what the state of them is. So yeah, they could do with some water, they could do with some wheat and barley, and they could do with a clean. So we're going to do the clean first. And having this trailer on it, having this back on here, actually means that we never really have to. Oh, no, there we go. Let's open that. We never actually have to go and get a bucket. There we go. That down. Because this will act as one for us to do, which is really quite cool. I'll pick that up like that. Forward, and we'll go and do the other side. Like so. Oh, no, we're a little bit off the ground still. Lift it up and lift it up. Round and there we go. In it goes. Get my buttons right. Pull that back up. And now we can check how much feed our chickens have. So our chickens still need a load of wheat and barley. So we're going to go and fill our trailer up and put that in. Now, I don't know how much they are, but we're about to find out. So wheat, yeah, it's about no difference. So start, and we'll fill that up with that. Yeah, this is a great little piece of kit, this rear box. Really useful for us. And again, so we'll back it up. We'll open it up. There we go. And then the tipper. And in it goes. Which is, works really, really well. I think, looking at that, that has been filled. So let's have a look. Yeah, so full wheat and wheat barley in there. So close that up, and that is all done. We don't need to do anything there. It looks like, though, we do still have some construction work going on. So as we haven't returned our other bit yet, what I'm going to do is on this grass here, I'm going to lower this down. I'm going to drop it off and just connect up to our water trailer, which we still have over here available. I haven't removed this. I haven't got rid of this because it is still full of water. And while the water hasn't cost us anything, we do still have that being constructed. So very much the plan is while our pipe is being put in and being constructed, we're going to keep this here, and that will allow us to just keep emptying it out and giving them some water. There we go. So yeah, we don't have to move that far, and that is that job done. Hopefully. Yep, fully happy chickens. So they should now produce more eggs, which we want them to do, of course. We've got a few eggs in here. As I said, I wish I had the global company mod on here. I thought I had enabled it. I will make sure it's enabled for next time. But that is all hooked up and done. That's lifted up, and we'll take this back over here. And what we're going to do now is take on these seeding contracts and make sure that, as I said, we're making as much money as we possibly can while we can. Our first contract is on a field that we've worked quite a bit on this map previously. Field 17 here, and they want canola in it. So we'll unfold this. What I'm going to do is I'm going to do it in the same way as I would have before, which seems to be the way they've done it as well, which is good. And that is basically across the field. Turn on, drop it down, and away we go. So of course we've got less width on this, even though this contract pays worse than our fertilizing ones did. But we should be able to get this, we should still be able to get this done pretty quickly. Again, it's not a huge field, and we have plenty of seed to do this with. With any luck, we won't have to spend any money and refill. But yeah, I'm going to crack on with it and get this done, and we'll see how much we can earn from it. I think it's about 5,000 from this one. At this point, we're about halfway through the field. And so yeah, even with this seed, it's still taking us quite a bit of time to get this job done. On the plus side though, we've still got 40% of seeds left. So I think we started about the 52% mark, 51-52% mark, maybe even down at 49. But either way, even if we started higher than that, to be honest, we still have only used maybe 10 to 20% of the seeds that we had available when we started this. So that should mean that we fairly easily get this all seeded today. What I think the less good thing, because it's taking quite a while, I think we're only going to get this contract finished today and done. Having said that, that's still quite a bit of contracts. We've got 12,202 at the moment. I think we're going to go up to about 17,000 after this one, which is just going to be fantastic. To have made a decent amount of money like that in a day is going to be really good, and we're looking to basically be doing this kind of thing constantly. So when it comes to harvest, we are going to be harvesting every field we can get our hands on, and getting most out of our combine at the time, because as I mentioned before, we're not going to buy a combine on here. We are going to rent one for the duration of harvest. We won't be doing 40 hours worth of work, so it will save us money doing it that way. And especially with the combine I have in mind, it's not massive combine, but it certainly will handle most fields around here. And it's a whole trade-off of money versus time, but we will easily make money in contracts-wise to pay for that. Just making sure that we not only get that, but get our own crops harvested as well when that comes around. Not too far from finishing this contract now, maybe a couple more rows to go. It is getting fairly late in the day here on the map as well. It's what, 10 to 7 in the evening in game, so we're really not gonna have enough time before the sun sets to get another field sown. I mean, there's nothing adverse to working dark other than that it's a little bit hard for you guys to see, and to be honest, we don't massively need to be doing contracts in the dark in order to ensure that we have enough money. We've done more than that, and in fact, there we go. That is our contract finished. So we're going to get this back to the yard. The tractor, as you can see, is really dirty at this point. Same goes for our seeder. So we're going to give these a quick wash down. We only used about 20% seed in the end, which is fantastic. While we're on our way back, let's just complete the contract. 4,427. So we'll collect that. And in fact, it's only 2 sowing contracts that are left. And they're quite a way up the map as well. So, yeah, no issues there at all. £16,630 is our total at the end of the day, which is really good. Really pleased with that. We'll see where overnight leaves us, because obviously we've got our daily expenses. But for now, I'm going to head back to the farm and give this a wash down before we put it away. Back at our yard, and we're just going to pull up at the end here. I'm not sure about my placement of the... yeah, when we didn't have the fuel tank here before, the placement of this wasn't too bad. Now that we do, it's yeah, it's a bit of an odd place for us to have this. I think more central in the yard is where we may go. It's a little bit expensive for me to move at the moment, but yeah, I think we definitely need to move our wash station. There we go. Yeah, hose will reach this far, which is good. I think that is our tractor cleaned, and our trailer, and our seeder. Which of course, having them cleaned benefits how quickly they need maintenance. I do like reversing with this articulated tractor. It does make it a lot easier. Right, there we go. So, seeing as we're likely to be using this again in the very near future, we'll leave that attached to that. But that actually is a really good day's work here on Felsburn, on our farm. We have earned quite a bit from contracts. We're like 16,500 overnight. Of course, it will go down, but I'm going to leave it here, and all that remains is for me to say thank you for watching. I hope you have enjoyed this video. Please give it a like, drop us a comment, and give it a share. And for all the latest videos and live streams from Virtual Farmer, please subscribe to the channel and ring that bell, and I will see you next time. Goodbye.